Call the Operations Committee meeting to order. 1A, the meeting has been properly noticed. 1B are the minutes of our previous meeting. Are there any questions about those minutes? 2 items exclusive to operations tonight. 2A is an audit proposal. The recommendation from the business office and supported by myself would be to remain with Johnson & Block, a local company. And the part that we enjoy is they have people on site when they come and do the audit. And that's very important for us that we have a person. Our fear would be if we go elsewhere, it would be a completely remote event, which you just don't get the feedback that you can.
You don't want to get some health insurance.
Didn't hear that?
I said it went up less than health insurance, so I was happy.
Okay. If that's the threshold, we're good for a lot of things.
That's just saying.
Most things. So if any objections from operations, take that to the regular board. No. Next meeting. Letter B, as stated there, is something new, an attempt, and this was kind of the cart in front of the horse, but at Neil Wilkins, there is a need for a position. If you remember 2.5 years ago, there was a 60% guidance position. We haven't filled that, but yet the need is growing for a position. With that in mind, I felt it would be a good starting place for the operations. Each time that we want to consider staffing, that we have some document that kind of centers our thought. And that's where I started thinking about the channels of communication. It just kind of lays it out. Just for me, I think it would help. It helped me to get a better picture of our entire staff and how we serve students. Back to the initial cart before the horse, the real reason is we're considering adding a position for the 26-27 school year. I'm not sure what that position looks like, but it will be something that is really focused on growing our students' ability to regulate and to recover and then get back into a learning mode. Be open to any conversation or comments regarding the channels of communication.
I like it.
I think it's a hot mess.
Yeah.
Visual. Like.
The visual's tough.
I like it. I like
Jordan
the
did her
idea, though.
best.
Yeah.
But
To me, it doesn't communicate communication. It looks like an organizational hierarchy.
Yeah.
And when I look at the text saying, reinforcing channels of communication to analyze where student needs are and staff accordingly, I don't see this being student-centered.
the visual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, I don't see the connection between identifying student need and this visual.
Okay. A lot of that were my instructions as far as take the old-fashioned chain of command. Let's use different vocabulary and try and represent it. So we can make that adjustment.
You know, and I think about like, for example, take, the bottom one, the middle bottom one, the director, Max's area. Like when you look at the two speech and language pathologists, the one on one side and one's on the other, like you have paraprofessionals, but who, do they serve all of those specialties? Do they work with all of those?
I believe yes, it can be that way, or it can be a more specific one-to-one arrangement.
And when we think about like each of the 1, 2, 3, 4 on either side, it's almost like it would be good to know if we're gonna know where there's a need, we would need to know caseload
Yep,
management.
like what buildings
Like just
there.
numbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like what does this caseload look like for the 4 people on this side and the 4 people on that side. You know, without,
Almost like per building,
yeah,
and then looking at where the overlap is or needs, like as far as like, do we have students that need these services? Where, you know, how thin is our staff spread then? Like are we have like 2 people that are expected to be in all, you know, all buildings in a day?
And are we still under student services primarily? When you're talking about,
well, we also have like,
The case
you know,
load.
Mike's position, he does the high school and the middle school. So he has coaches that aren't just on this side of the, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, it's, so when you look at
Right.
how do things shift?
Okay. Well, let's ask this question. Is it better to rely primarily on the text version and work with that? Or would you want to continue to, would time be better spent on the visual piece? The graphic?
Well, you know, and I think about it. So you're at the middle and I'm gonna say maroon, and I know it's not the real color code, so don't get after me. The cardinal red, whatever we call it.
501C.
Okay, those people, plus the other people that direct report to you, that would be a nice layover. And then Renee's layover, and then, you know, the whole, well, not Renee's next, I guess Laura's next, you know, just go do the different schools kind of layover. They could all end up being this diagram, but there are pages of this diagram that lay one on top of the other.
Okay.
Because that would help chain of command, that would also help what is the expansion at each of the buildings really, with some of the caseloads for.
So I'm gonna keep both versions, but have them meld and represent more specific data.
If we
And that
wanted
would
to
help
be
the
clear.
board comprehend better
Yeah,
what we're up against.
if we wanted a full representation.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to work towards. Is so next year at this time, we have this and we have a tool that we're familiar with, that we can make the decisions. Okay,
I'd be also curious to hear what Neil Wilkins Leading Coalition, like their guiding coalition has to say, because they were part of the deciding factor when that counseling position went away. It was absorbed into their classrooms. So how would then their curriculum change? Or would they still be doing SEL curriculum in their rooms and the position serve a different purpose? Or
Yeah.
is it both?
and I'm confident that discussion is happening. I have not requested a formal, what's it going to look like? I wanted to get through this step first, but that is occurring. Any other feedback? Feel free to email me and we'll continue to work on that. Now for items that are in the regular board meeting, State School Board Convention, attendance registration. I'd like to highlight that our high school DSA will be a presenter and they'll be on the floor for 2 of those days. Fall staff check-in summary, that's the continuing check-in that we have. This is start of year 2 with that. There's a summary. 24-25 report card presentation. They were released publicly yesterday. This timed out pretty good for a board meeting to present that. POC question 3, what will it do if they don't learn it? We're featuring the high school and how they approach that problem and then help our students out. We have staff presenting for us. We have the donations. the financial report. And the numbers for the financial report speak to, where are you? $240,218.03 in receipts, $2,175,875.47 in disbursements. This is that time each year where the funding is not regular and we're in a dry spell. At our annual meeting, we have the ability now to short-term borrow. We will not be able to do that. We will not have to do that this time. And it's been several years since we've done that. In consent agenda, continuing, we have middle school food service hire, FIAD intern for the spring of '26, seventh grade boys basketball coach, a Westview special education assistant, and then the resignation of a middle school special ed assistant, resignation of a Special Olympic track coach. Action agenda items would be to increase paraprofessional staffing at Neil Wilkins by 1 FTE. And that is directly related to student need and the growth of those classes since we've started school. And then we have the lawn care bid that operations approved in the first meeting of October. Any other items we'd like to, as an operations committee, look at? Hearing none. Operations is adjourned at 7:11, at 7:12 p.m.